morning, everybody. It's Friday. Yay! It is Friday, and we had our concert last night. And somebody fucked it up. Yeah, got fucked up. Well, you know how we have our new drummer and all. Yeah, well, she fucked up that first song. We had a concert in the daytime for our sixth graders, and unfortunately, our soccer game, eighth graders against teachers, was a little bit more popular. So a lot of the kids, the classes went to that. Not a lot, but the eighth grade classes went to that. And then we had about 3 classes or 4, I don't remember, and that joined us. Some of my kids from my first and second period, mostly my first period, came with their class. So that was nice. They got to see our advanced band and see them play. We were a little rusty at that point. It was kind of like an extra rehearsal, if you will, trying to get the jitters out for these kids so that, by nighttime we'd be like, okay, ready to go. Our pizza came, our chicken wings came. Our kids were really fed well last night. They were really happy. And 2 of the kids are like, next time let's get Wingstop. And I'm like, because it was basically 2 buffalo wings or barbecue chicken wings each. But they want Wingstop now, you guys. That's significantly more expensive. And I can't have it delivered. Well, I can, but it has to be through DoorDash. So that's even more money. So I looked up the price yesterday, and to get 5 each for my class, it'd be $150, not counting DoorDash. So I don't know about that, but we could do that since we're raising so much money with our Arizona drinks. Or we could do that and then order some pizza. 5 buffalo wings are not going to fill up my class. I mean, they're not going to fill up a kid. So we could go that route. I don't know. We'll see. We got, because we had the music awards next week, we still have some time to figure it out. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. But our concert, somebody fucked it up. Well, the thing is that our drummer's not very, she just started, so my assistant was there. He was there to help us out, which was really nice. I paid him a little money to come because I was like, gosh dang, he's like selling plasma and stuff. He's selling plasma every week for $100. So he came and he helped us out, and he said, I was talking to her. He was talking to our drummer. He's like, I'm talking to her and I'm telling her she needs to watch you and like listen, because she's not doing things right. She's not playing those triplets right. And I said, I can't even really, I could barely hear her. And he goes, yeah, because she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Like, she's just like, he goes, so I'm telling her, and she's like, I know how to do this. I know how to play this. I know what I'm doing. And then he's like, no, you don't. So she was like kind of giving him attitude, which was really shocking to me. I was like, her? She's so sweet. And she's like, he goes, I know, but she's giving me attitude. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll have a talk with her. I didn't know this, and so when we came in, well, I know she fucked it up. It's really hard, you guys, when you have a band that's, we call them the advanced band, but that's a generic term for, second years. I use the term loosely, let's put it that way. They're in their second year of playing. Some of them are in their first year. She's in her first year. Although she does kind of music on her own, she does stuff, but, like she plays those video game songs on the keyboard or whatever, but the thing is that, she's basically a beginner, so I can't expect that much out of her, and especially with a song like that, it's kind of complicated. So anyway, when we came in, one of my other students, he's like, she needs a hug, and then she needs a hug. She's feeling kind of down or whatever. She needs a hug. And then that student, who's also a really good student, he went to kind of to hug her, and then she like ran away from him. She's like, no, don't touch me. So then comes over to me again. He's like, she really needs a hug. And I was like, okay. So I go, how are you doing? And she's like, I need a hug. And so I hugged her. I said, you did really good. I go, don't worry. She goes, I don't know. And she goes, I was so nervous. And I said, don't worry about it. But that was before I heard that she was giving my assistant attitude. I was like, huh? But anyway, yeah, it's really hard for these kids because if you don't have a good drummer, they're not good enough to like get past that. They have to have a good drummer. They have to feel that one beat every time. Even when I'm doing it up in front, they're looking at their music. They're not really 100% paying attention to me, so I have to always remind them, look up, make sure that you can see me in your peripheral vision. They all know what that means, because I'm giving you the count, giving you what you need, but we don't have a good drummer, so that sucked. So yeah, that fucked it up. But that was one song, and I think the other ones were okay. The other ones are pretty much okay. It's just that one, the first song, of course. Yeah, well, shit happens, you guys. And it wasn't all bad, but you know, one of the girls that was playing on that too, she was playing the tambourine and she was rushing the whole time. It was really annoying, and I told her, keep it down, you're too fucking loud. I didn't say that, but I said, you're too loud, you need to keep it down. You're too loud in the earlier concert, and I need you to be a little less aggressive with that instrument. And she's like, okay. Of course not. She was louder and she was faster. I was like, what the fuck? She fucked it up too. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, you can't get past this shit when you're just starting out as a band. You just cannot get past that shit. And yeah, they've been with me for 2 years, but they have talent. It's just that they're not, it's not innate talent where it's just like, they just do it, you know? Like, I have a lot of kids that in the past that they're just talented kids. They can just figure it out. They got it, you know? They understand what I teach them. These kids are just like, oh, like they're kind of like, in a way special. I guess. Some of them learn really fast. Some of them they just are like, what? And they don't care enough to work on it. They do and they don't. Like, they do shit last minute, which I can't stand, but it's like I try to get them to work, and you know, then they start blaming each other. Oh, so-and-so came in early. Oh, so-and-so wasn't playing that right. They know everybody else's part to criticize, except themselves, you know, so it's like, and we're gonna talk about it. We'll go through it, but it wasn't all bad. Most of it was really good. It's just that first song fucked us up. And you know, I really think that if my assistant had been there, that wouldn't have happened with the drummer. Because I would have had him sitting next to her the whole time working on that. It says I have 150 kids I teach a day. I can't spend all my time with the drummer, you know? So, there's that. The principal seemed happy, but, you know, no usual stuff. Doesn't want to talk to anybody, just, you know, that's typical nowadays. So yesterday, you guys, of all days, I almost didn't show up. Oh my gosh, I almost didn't show up, but I thought to myself, I have to do this. I have to power through because I can't let my kids down. I have to be there. And I thought maybe I'll just take the day off and then come in for the concert at night. Fuck the advisory concert. But I couldn't get myself to do it, as much pain as I was in. So basically, my crown that the dentist did, I don't know what happened. I don't know, maybe I was grinding my teeth or something because I was so stressed. I don't know. I woke up, I got really awakened at 3 a.m. in the morning with a massive toothache. It was so bad. In fact, it's still kind of lingering there, but it's not even half as bad. I mean, it was absolutely horrible. I had a pounding headache. It was just really awful. I did everything I could to try to fix it, ease the pain. I washed my mouth out with warm salt water. I put peroxide on it. Everything I could to make it go away. It didn't want to go away. So I went to school like that. So in the morning, of course, this lady is like, we have to do testing this week. You guys, this last week, we had a meeting on Tuesday, and she fucking just throws a wrench out there, and she says, oh, by the way, we're having testing this week, and so our schedule is going to be different. And I'm just like, wait a minute, it can't be, because I have to have my advisory. I have to have the flipped advisory, and I have to have more time because I have to put two groups on the stage, and it takes time. And of course, and to play our music and stuff, and to get people in there and situated and whatever. I was looking at the schedule, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I lost a whole freaking hour, and then I'm like, what the heck? So the person in charge with the calendar, that does the calendar, they're on a committee, by the way, you guys. Everybody's all these, like, maybe like, I don't know, 12, 15 people are on a committee to vote for schedule changes and whatever, right? And so months ago, you guys, I put this in for this event. So I said, I need the NPR for this. I need it during this time. I need a flipped advisory. Okay, yes, it's been approved. All of a sudden, this comes out the day before, no, 2 days before, 3 days before. I'm like, what the heck? I'm talking to this person who's part of that committee, and she's like, I know. She's like, I knew, like, when I saw this, she goes, I was like, what the heck is this? And I was thinking about you too, like your event. And she goes, and then they were just like, oh yeah, that's fine. This woman, she just doesn't communicate. This principal does not communicate shit. Like, she already knew this. She already knew that they were going to do more testing. And this is not state testing, you guys. This is for the district, which could have been put on different days. But no, she has to fuck with my schedule. So I'm just like, God dang it. So I went to go talk to her because I'm like, I need to talk to this bitch. Because what are we going to do now? At least a fucking hour. So I go over there, and because I'm like, where did she go? She was in the meeting. The meeting ended. We're going, and I'm like, well, where'd she go? Well, she had gone to the bathroom. She came out. She goes into her office. It's all dark, and I'm like, I walk over there, and I'm standing in the doorway. They go, what? I need to talk to you about the schedule. And she's just like, I'm leaving. And I'm like, oh. And she was like, I mean, what is it? And I was like, it's just that I'm losing an hour. And then here comes the other administrator, or he was like behind me, the assistant admin, and he's like, Miss, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll straighten it out tomorrow. So I guess he's like, I don't know, her attorney now. It's like, oh, no, let me step in here. And he's a really nice guy, but I was like, the heck, dude? It's like fucking me over once again. Luckily, you guys, I didn't have like a whole huge show. I mean, usually my kids play between like 5 and 6 pieces, if not more. I mean, I've had groups that have played like 7 songs, but this group was only playing 4 songs, and then the other group was playing 5 songs. But still, she didn't know that. She didn't know if I had all this music to play, and in a limited time I wouldn't be able to get it done. So it kind of was like, what the fuck? No, in fact, everybody was surprised at this, except for the people on the committee that should have never voted for this shit to go through. And if they did, and they knew it was going to affect the schedule, they should have fucking spoke up ahead of time. This principal should have said, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, you're going to miss out on an hour. We're really sorry for that. Nothing. It was just like, no, deal with it. You deal with it. Deal with it. Which I did. And luckily everything turned out okay, but that pissed me off. The other thing is, I told these kids, I said, I need a speaker for our guitars. Because I have one for the band, but I don't have one for the guitar. I asked another person to do it, and they're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go up there and announce your songs. So this one kid, he's really outgoing, and he's like, I'll do it. And I'm like, okay. But you guys, he talks like Elmer Fudd. He's like, you Quincy, wabbit. Like, he has something's wrong with his speech. He just never, I guess he's never going to work on it. They're never going to work on it, but it's not that great. So, he's like, I'll do it, miss, I'll do it. And I'm like, oh, great, alright. I can't be like, dude, you sound like fucking Elmer Fudd. No, but I had to. So, he's like, oh, how do you pronounce his name? So I tell him, right? And he's like, oh, okay, I got it. And I'm like, alright. He fucks shit up. He's like, goes up there, and he says something that's like, not even remote what it's supposed to be. I'm just like looking at him like, oh my god. And all the kids are just laughing in the group because they know the name of the actual song and they know that that's not it. The whole name got fucked up. I was like, damn. Then he's like, oh, and next we're gonna play May I in D, and it's composed by Johann Sebastian Bach. I was like, Bach, dude, Bach. I didn't say that, but I told him Bach earlier in the concert because we were just in front of the 6th graders, but I was just like, God damn, dude, if you're not sure, just ask. I went over it with him, though, you guys. I told him because I wanted to make sure he was getting this right, and of course he doesn't. So we're in front of the whole crowd. He goes up there on our last song. He's like, it's Malaguena. He's like, our next song is Malaguena, and it's composed by, wait, how do I pronounce his name? That's what he tells me in front of the whole crowd. So I'm just like, the fuck? I just looked at him and he's like, he got the gist. I wasn't going to go over it with him. And I was just like, he's like, oh, and then he just like walks off stage. I'm like, oh my god. It's like, if you don't know how to pronounce it, just fucking make it up. Make it up, dummy. These kids are like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And they're all kind of like mentally, like, something mental is going on with them a lot of times. And now I got another mental one that's in my drum section. I don't know. She was crying earlier in the day. Like, they're like, she's crying. And I'm like, what? I saw tears. We saw tears coming down her eyes, coming down her face. And I was like, what? So I'm looking over here and she just looks like in a daze. Like, ugh. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, oh god, not another mental case, please. Yeah, these kids are like, they're just, I don't know. Is this because of COVID that this is what it produced? I don't know. I don't think so. I have other students that are 6th grade and 7th grade that are just fine, but these kids, some of them are just like, well, man. And I hate that. It's like, I just want a normal fucking group without all these mental fucking issues. Hey, I'm having a meltdown. I can't take it. Oh my gosh. What are you doing, stupid, in front of me? Dum-dum. Come on, dummy. Sitting on your phone. Oh, it's a beautiful day, you guys. Even though it's overcast, it's so nice. So beautiful. Thank goodness it's Friday. Oh gosh, it's already 8:02. I'm so glad it's Friday, you guys. I'm so exhausted. I'm so sick of this shit. At least next week we don't have to play, but we do have to play for culmination, unfortunately.